Okay, so let's talk about Webassign and just navigating it. In the first video, I talked about setting up your notifications, so that's already done. Let's just kind of work around, working our way from top to bottom here. And I'm going to start on the left-hand side where it says current or my assignments and current assignments. So what you'll notice, how I'm doing this course, is we're starting off with, on the left-hand side, you'll see there's the online syllabus quiz. Self-explanatory. You're going to, after you watch the video on the syllabus and you read the syllabus, you're going to go in here and do that. Then there's a week 0 assignment. What that means is that is all prerequisite knowledge. That is just stuff you're already supposed to know coming into this class. So it's just an assignment to help you remember factoring and that kind of thing, those kinds of things. I don't have any lessons on those because you're just already supposed to know them. The lessons would just be all of your previous math classes combined. So go in there, feel free. I mean, you can ask for help, but if you don't know how to do anything at all, it may be a good point of discussion for us to come back and talk about maybe repeating the previous course to get you ready for this one. Okay, lessons 3.1, lesson 3.2. Here's how I'm going to be doing these. When you click into a lesson, this is just the videos that I want you to watch. Now, you see they might take a second to load, and I will tell you 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3 are all review material. It's systems of equations. So how much of it you watch, that's kind of up to you. But starting after this, after chapter 3, there's going to be notes that are going to accompany these videos. So you will fill out the notes. You're going to take pictures of them. You're going to send them to send pictures to me in OneNote. And I will make another video kind of walking you through that process, so don't let that worry you, but just understand normally you're going to have notes to fill out and they're going to match the videos. I just, for 3.1 through 3.3, I didn't want to make you guys do that because so much of the stuff you already know that I didn't feel like it was fair to do that. So you can see how this works here. The lesson, this video is the lesson. This is going to walk you through solving systems of equations by graphing. Then there's some practice problems so you can make sure you understand what you're doing. Practice problem, practice problem. And then you can say, I didn't watch it, or I did watch it. And to be able to move on, you have to say that you watched them. So lie to me. Just go ahead and you'll see now, this is just like how homework problems work as well. So for this set of videos, you've now said you've watched them, and you'll notice up at the part, this particular section is broken up into 3 different sections of videos. You have finished the first section, you have said you have watched it. So now you can click the 2 and it'll jump you right down to the next set. So here, this is solving systems of equations by using substitution technique. So verify you know how to do that. Here's a practice problem, another practice problem, another practice problem. Yes, I watched them. And submit your answer. And one thing you'll notice, we can talk about it now since we're kind of in a homework assignment anyway. When to earn credit in Webassign, all you have to do is click and get a green check. When you have the green check, it means you have credit. There's nothing else you could do. You could throw your computer out the window right now. You would still have credit. It would not take it away from you. And okay, so anyway, continuing this lesson again. Now there's a third set. This is solving systems of equations using elimination techniques. So then you have a practice problem, practice problem, practice problem. And yes, I watched them. Submit your answer. And how do you know you are done with this lesson? Well, when every component has green checks, it means you've watched all the videos. And so you have now completed the lessons for 3.1. And I would actually hope you'd watch the videos. Now, the other thing I will point out is these are all going to be embedded in YouTube or something like that. So you should be able to click on the YouTube symbol if you want and break it out into another screen if you'd like. Or inside here, you should be able to use this little button to go full screen and to help you watch. Okay, so that's how the lessons are going to work. So in here, you're going to let me back out to the main home screen. You're going to go through the lessons for 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. And you will notice the homework section here for MAT217 chapters 3.1, 3.2 is grayed out. Well, that's because if you click on it, you'll see you have to get 100% or higher on the lesson 3.2. So once you complete this lesson, once you've gone into here, now notice they usually won't have that many videos. When you go to 3.2, you go to your lesson here and you can say here's where you have to be very aware. So read anything I've written to you because these are kind of notes. I may yeah, I try to give you as many hints as I can there. Now, and also pay attention because this is not. So you'll notice this is lesson part 1. This is not a practice problem. This is the lesson part 2. I try to break it up into little kind of pieces, and then lesson part 3 and lesson part 4. There are no practice problems. This is all lessons. This is all important. You need to watch it all. And you say, yes, I watched them. So once I hit submit, now I've got my green check mark. It says I've done this assignment. So now I can go back out to the main screen. And you'll notice now my 3.2 homework is now available for me to do. So let's click into the homework so you can kind of get an idea what that would look like. So now we're into a homework assignment, 22 problems. And again, they're usually not all that long, but this one's a little bit longer because when you start doing it, you'll realize some of these are really fast and they're not too bad. You do them all on your calculator. And anyway, so we are now in Webassign. Let's make sure we understand how to navigate homework. First things first, if I click in the window, you'll notice off to the side popped up a calc pad. So if I needed to type in something like a fraction or something kind of fun, I could use the keyboard and use shortcut keys that I know. Or if you want to, you can use the little fraction bar and then you can type in whatever you want. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And then you'll notice over here, so you use square roots and you have, this would be your exponent, that kind of stuff. Then over here, we're going to end up needing some of the stuff later in the course, so make sure you poke around. You'll have some symbols for infinity, and we're going to have some sets, union, intersect, null set. We're going to use all that stuff. So note, if you ever need a special symbol, this is the place to go. Next, all right, we're going to hit submit. We're going to submit our answer, and you will notice, uh-oh, that didn't go as planned. I got a red X. So that means I did not get the problem right. So what I'm able to do now is click and try again. And you will see in the directions, let's see, there we go. Always check up here because it changes throughout the course. Some problems, like for example, if a problem was multiple choice, I'm not going to give you as many attempts. So always check the directions up here and see the number of submissions remaining for each question. Part changes as you submit the answers. I'm trying to find where our number of submissions are. Oh, so this assignment, I've given you 100 submissions. So if you use all of them, shame on you. You should be able to do this in under 100 tries. Okay, so nonetheless, oh, and then also another thing that students sometimes like is previous answers. When you click on this, it'll show you every answer you've put in prior. So that way, if you know, did I try that? Did I not try that? That kind of thing. Okay, next. Save progress. You would do that if you want to save your answer in the system, but you aren't ready to use one of your submissions yet. So yeah, use that with 100 submissions. I don't think you have to worry about that too much. Practice another version. This will bring up a very similar problem for you to practice. Okay, so next, you kind of work through the assignment and you get stuck. You're saying problem number 5, just really having a hard time. Well, do you notice right here is the ask your teacher? What you're going to do is you're going to click on that. And in here, you're going to say, I uploaded a picture of my work to OneNote. Okay, that's all you're going to tell me because when you need help, you're not going to try and type anything for me. You're not going to say, I got stuck, I don't know what to do. You're going to try everything. And you are going to take a picture of your work. You're going to upload it to OneNote. If you don't know how to do that, do not worry. There's going to be another video going over just OneNote. You can get it from there. Okay, but notice once you've done that, a little envelope is sent out. Now, from my screen, I am lucky. You guys do not get this, unfortunately. I go to my messages, and I will see. Here we go. I will see that your note and I will see your problem. So you don't, and I actually see your answer too. So you don't have to worry about trying to type the problem to me or describing what the choices are or taking a picture of the screen. I don't need that. All I need is a picture of your work. Okay. Now, when I see your problem, and I will usually what I do when I go into OneNote is I make a video of me going over your whatever your mistake was or try to help give you a hint. I'll put that in here for you. So I will go to YouTube and I will grab some video. I'll grab a link and I will drop it in here for you now. So I have now responded to you, and you will see from the student view, if I go back to the main menu, because I want you to see, this is really important for you to see this. When I go back to the main student view, you will notice your communication area doesn't get a little number 1 by it, like mine did. We've requested it. But what you will notice is by your assignment, there's an envelope with a little red arrow pointing into it, and it says there's a new message from your teacher. So that would be the only way you would know that I responded to you. Actually, there is one other way you would know. The notifications you set up earlier, you would have gotten an email with my notification in it saying that I responded to you. So that'd be another way. Now, when you go back to this problem, you'll see the little red envelope. When you click on it, there is a YouTube link. You're going to have to copy and paste it because, unfortunately, they will not let me make it clickable. So you copy and paste it, and there you go. There's your video. Um, okay, so that's how you're going to ask for help in Webassign. You're going to use the Ask Your Teacher, and you're going to upload a picture of your work, and then I'm going to respond to you with a video 99% of the time. Other things about homeworks, you will see there are options where you can click read it. Well, what this does is it brings you to the ebook. It's somewhat useful. It's okay. It doesn't bring you to that exact problem. It just brings you to the section in which it's covered. And you kind of already know what section it is. It's section 3.2. We clicked into that. And also you'll notice here there's a little magic code. This little magic code right here tells you in the book, this is from section 3.2, and this is problem number 11 in the book. So if we were to look through the book and flip through the pages and jump to problem number 11, if I could find the page for it, you would see this problem that we're looking at. It's the same thing. Now the numbers may be changed slightly, but other than that, no big deal. It's basically the same thing. And here we go. I want to show you this as well. Reading the book is also kind of nice because there are sometimes these little icons as you go through the book. When you click on these, they always bring up something additional, something you wouldn't get from a standard book. Like, for example, this is a video different than the ones. There we go. Different than the ones I use. So this way you have multiple points of reference. And so anyway, you have a video kind of going over the topic that's been covered here. You can take highlighted notes. It's pretty powerful, but I'm not going to spend too much time going to the ebook because I have found students typically don't use it. But you have the read its. The one thing I really want to warn you about is the watch its. Watch its are the devil because the watch it is somebody going through the exact problem that we're, excuse me, there we go. It's somebody going through the exact problem that we are doing here. And the numbers may be changed, but it's going through step by step by step. And it kind of circumvents the whole thinking process of mathematics. And if you do the watch-its for all of your problems, you typically do not do well on tests because you've kind of cheated yourself of the thinking. And so instead of this, I would really like you to click Ask Your Teacher. I would really like you to show me what you're trying so I can help you and help you grow as a mathematician, help you grow as a student, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so you finished. You've gotten green checks on everything. How do you say you're all done with the homework assignment? Well, this stuff down here is a little misleading. Don't use them. If you have green check marks, remember, it means you're done. It means you don't need to do anything else. So submitting the assignment would just be used if you had typed in multiple answers in different places and you want to submit them all at once. Highly recommend, don't do that. It always seems like it causes problems. Submit each problem individually one by one and move along. Okay, so how do you get out of a homework assignment? When you're done, you click right here, this link right there, and it will bring you right back to the home page. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of homework in a nutshell. Your grade, this is where your grades will be posted in the class. Personal study plan. As we get closer to our first test, I will point these out, but if you want to poke around in here, you're more than welcome. They are not graded. It is just for you for practice. Okay, the syllabus is right here for reference, and anytime I'm going to post something that you may need, I will put it here in the syllabus, or sorry, here in the resources section right below the syllabus or around the syllabus. They don't let me edit the order, so sometimes it appears on top, sometimes it appears on bottom. It's quite annoying. Okay, on the right hand side, class insights, we'll get into that again as we later in the class. I'll make a video. OneNote sharing link. Here is where you're going to click to open your OneNote. It's going to be very important. That's where you're going to upload pictures of your work to me and tests. We'll get into that in another video, but this is your link that opens up OneNote. Now, when you open OneNote, you probably can't do it yet. You're going to need to do it with the OneNote video, but I just wanted to show you it should bring you up to our MAT217 spring. Okay, so in the OneNote video that you're going to watch, I believe it's showing a different class, and I say click your OneNote sharing link. This is where yours is. Okay, everything else will be the same, just where the link is located because you're in Webassign and the other one's in MathAS, which is two different systems. Okay, now I will say if I do have any other announcements that I want to post in the class, they will all be listed right here. Always check the bottom because it always puts the newest announcement at the bottom. Okay. Poke around calendar. You can poke around in the textbook. That's for you. Excuse me. Next. That's kind of the big ideas for Webassign. But the next thing I want to kind of point out is the communication tab. If you need to send me a message, this is where you could do it. You would say new message for David Dwork, and you would click into here, and you could now, and here you would type anything you would like to type to me that is not related to a math problem. If it is related to a math problem, you should have used the Ask My Teacher, so that way I get a copy of the problem, I get to see your answers, I can see I get a lot more. Here's where you're going to say, I'm sick, or whatever, and you're going to say blah, blah, blah. Okay, now again, when you hit submit, you hit send, it has now sent me your message that you are sick. Okay, here's where I am a little, not, this is the area where I'm not super happy. So you sent me the message. Okay, great. I go in here into my inbox. And look, I have one message. Hey, it's from me. I'm sick. Okay, I hit reply. And this, I know it's going to seem like, why am I watching him do this? You'll understand why in just a second. So now I have responded. I have told you it's coming back to myself, but that's okay. Now, from the student perspective, the teacher perspective, I get that little flag. I get the little 1 by my communications tab. Notice what you get. Nothing. You would never know I responded to you. I've got a horrible teacher evaluation because the student said I never responded to them. Well, no, they never came back in here and clicked the communication tab to see that they have one unread message from me. So when they go to their inbox, they will now see that they have been replied to, and I have told them there was a test or whatever. So how are you going to know that I responded to your communication? You have to set up the notifications like I told you to do in that first email, because when you set up that way, now you're going to have an email sent to you saying, hey, your professor responded to you on Webassign, please go check your communication tab, because you will never know if you don't do that. Okay? Please, no horrible teacher evaluations because I didn't respond to you. Okay. That about covers the basics for Webassign. I know it's a little long-winded, but it's important to do week 1. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.